I'm going to try and make a quick video if I can. I'm going to get a little bit of my coffee started over here. I'm going to use, instead of some wood today, I'm going to use my alcohol stove that I make. And I'm not using denatured alcohol. I'm using this today, which is a good substitute for denatured alcohol because it's clean burning. Okay. And I'm going to heat up some coffee, which I ain't got much left. I've already had some, but I'm going to heat up a little bit more. And this is my alcohol stove right there. Alright. So I wanted to say a couple of things. Some of the threats that are facing us. Economic collapse, food shortages, security, and all that other good stuff for, stuff happening. Everything from regular, and irregular threats. You got the people in uniform that have been given some authority from government agencies or whatever. That's a regular threat. And then you got all that just everyday Joes that go crazy, for stupid shit. That's the irregular threats. But, ever since '08, the economy was bound to crash, and it's on its way. And then also food shortages, and that's on its way also. Well, actually, economic crash is already kind of here. And then the suppression of our civil liberties, the Constitution, and all that stuff. I don't know, y'all. The thing is, man, food shortages. There's a lot of pork, beef, and chicken industries that are shutting their doors. And a lot of them are actually thinking about destroying all their crops and their livestock or whatever, to collect the insurance money and blame it on the bug. Hell, they've done it before. I mean, like the pork industry. I think they're going to start slaughtering their fucking pigs, or because the big companies and stuff are shutting the doors. So you got all these other people, all the small farmers or whatever, that's got all these like 400 pound or 300 pound pigs or whatever, and they're not going to give them away. So what they'll do is they'll slaughter them and blame it on the bug and collect the insurance money. Now, places, they've done this type of stuff before, and it wasn't anywhere near as bad as it is now. Thing is, man, I don't think anybody's really thinking about it. I mean, honestly, man, me, I've been watching the dominoes stack up and stuff, and we're in for some rough times. Travel's being limited. Income for a lot of people, including myself, is being limited or non-existent. Isn't that awesome? A little alcohol stove. Man, it didn't take long for that stuff to heat up. Doesn't take long. This is a good way. If you're wanting to do some like stealth camping and you want to have a fire and you don't want to put off a lot of smoke and stuff, alcohol stoves and stuff like that, very good option for stealth camping when it comes down to having a place, having a way to cook your food and heat your stuff. Here, I'm gonna go ahead. I don't need all that fuel that I put in there, so I'm gonna go ahead and shut that off. Put that back in here and let that sucker cool down a little bit. There's a lot of things right now. We're like in this kind of, I guess, the getting around toward the end of the first wave, getting close to it anyway. And this is kind of like a tsunami. You know, you got that first wave that kind of rushes in, water level rises a little bit, and that second wave comes in, raises up a little bit more. Water, you know how a tsunami works, right? We're in multiple waves. How this is going to come in. President Trump is now, I don't even know if he's basically the president of the United States anymore, because they gave majority of the powers to the FEMA, you know, which is fucked up, where, you know, the president or the Congress don't really have any, you know, President Trump thinks that he has total control, which is bullshit altogether, because it's not how this country was founded, as being one person to rule over all of us. No, that's the reason why Congress was put in there. You know, technically Congress has more authority than the president, according to the Constitution and the way things are supposed to be ran. Now FEMA has got a shitload of fucking authority. As of what was it? The 13th of this month. Was it Monday? Because it's now the 15th. It's Wednesday of April. And especially us down here in Panama City, you know, we all know, and plus down there in New Orleans and stuff, where we all know how FEMA really helps us all out, you know, because I mean, shit, you know, I remember what happened when Katrina happened, and then when Hurricane Michael came through. Yeah, FEMA didn't do shit for us. Did nothing but fucking, it didn't do shit for us. I mean, you know, there's some people that actually, I guess, qualified for certain things, but majority of people didn't get shit. And there's a lot of questions when it comes down to certain things. I don't know. There's a lot of things that are going on. And then on top of that, there's a lot of stuff. It's kind of like a sleight of hand magic trick. You know what I mean? You know, here, pay attention to what the right hand's doing while the left hand over here is picking your pocket. You get what I'm saying? Sleight of hand. There are bankers and corporations and government officials that are making billions and trillions of dollars off of us right now during this fucking crisis. And hell, you know, can't let a good crisis go to waste, right? So they're profiting all off a majority of people suffering. Now the people that were, you know, like me, and were living paycheck to paycheck, basically the poor end of the spectrum, you know, in some ways just left to die or fend for ourselves, which, you know, I mean, I can probably do it for a while, especially if everybody just leaves me the fuck alone. But, you know, I don't know. There's a lot of situations where, you know, even like in Norway, they got this new app that they're trying to implement out there, where you download this app and you get, you you can find out like if you're close to like the infected. Right now it's voluntary at the moment. And you know, it could go to a, and this is Norway. This happens to be, you know, they've been in lockdown for a little while, but this is just like testing grounds in certain other countries and stuff before they try to implement it here. They already got kind of stuff like that in China already. And that's another thing too, the military aspect of going to war with China. And then you got that fat fucker over there in North Korea lobbing off a few more missiles as test runs or whatever. If we get into a shooting war with China or whatever, while we're all in this state, if not worse state than we are now, yeah, I can just, it's definitely not going to be good. But anyway, I digress. So right now me and Jazz are trying to sit out here in the woods. I've been hanging out in my hammock and you know, enjoying my surroundings at the moment. I kind of like this spot. This is a nice little spot. And it's actually kind of chilly this morning, so I wore a jacket. I mean, you know, I was talking to some people on the radio. The Skip and the DX and all that stuff been running thick all day yesterday, all night last night, and all day so far this morning. You know, and it's only 12:35 in the afternoon. You know, it's been running thick this morning. I mean, all kinds of people from up north talking on the radio. Very few people talking about what's going on. Majority of the fucking idiots out there are just like, I'm waving my hand. How you doing? Blah, blah, blah. You know, good contact, whatever. You know, same old, day after day. Same shit every day. And people aren't going to really realize what's really going on until it comes to their front door. Or they start seeing robots going down the road killing people. They're not going to really realize what's going on until it gets right there in their face. But by that time, it's too fucking late. So I'm also looking for a welding job. You know, I mean, I was working for this fabrication company out here, just north of Panama City, but they make prison stuff, and you know, I enjoy welding. I just don't want to build prison stuff. So yeah, I'm looking for another welding job. If there's another one out there, if anybody out there that's close, you know, like in the northern area, before you get to I-10. If you're in the northern area before you get into Panama City or something like that, you know, anybody out there that might need some somebody to do some welding. I mean, I'm a good MIG welder. I know how to do that kind of stuff. I mean, I do know how to do a little bit of stick welding, but you know, I'm better at MIG welding. I haven't really done a lot of TIG welding, which, you know, honestly, man, it's not that difficult. I just really haven't done a whole lot of it. But I'm better at MIG welding. So, yeah, if anybody out there that might know of any job opportunities when it comes down to welders that does not, you know, make stuff for the prison industrial complex or work for government fucking contracts, yeah, I'll be into it. Because I mean, you know, honestly, I don't want to contribute to the monster that is now coming down on all of us. You know what I mean? You know, it's like the prison industrial complex. Why should I contribute to building prison infrastructure or building prison stuff? You know, like we were building doors and door frames and window frames and all that shit for prisons. I don't want to build that stuff because there's that potential in the future, which is pretty shitty right now, that will hold me or my family incarcerated in the prison stuff that I built, and I don't want to contribute to that. I don't want to feed the beast. So I'm looking for something that's a little bit more, you know, along the lines of solid morality, and something that's benefiting to everybody, benefiting. Because honestly, building prisons and stuff is not beneficial to people, in my opinion. Because eventually, all this stuff when it comes down to FEMA camps, because FEMA is going to be kicking in pretty hard soon. Just now, as of Monday, gotten a shitload of authority that they have been granted from the government, or the corporation, technically, the United States corporation granted them a lot of authority over us. Who in the fuck do these people think they are? These politicians and bureaucrats, bankers and NWO, they're not our masters. They are not our rulers. They are nothing but parasites living off of our labor. Anyway, I'm going to try and make this really short because it takes a long time to download. This is 1122 Wingnut Radio, out here for Anarchy TV, and I'm back out.